It's a cold, wet winter's night. While most of Nottinghamshire's 1.1 million residents are tucked up in bed, north of Nottingham,
Top Truck 23, we've got a vehicle failing to stop.
a runaway Golf driver is about to cause a nightmare on the roads.
Reason for stop, vehicle's being driven slightly rapidly, suspected maybe a drink driver.
Quickly escalating from slightly erratic, the suspected drink driver is barrelling through a residential area at 50 miles an hour.
Straight through red ATX, temporarily high risk.
Flying through reds, they seem hell-bent on escaping the law. On wet roads, stopping distances are thought to double.
Up to one, we're now doing 4-0 and a 3-0. Increasing over to 5-0.
But with the winter rain hammering down, this driver continues putting pedal to the metal. Thankfully, at 3:30 in the morning, the roads are empty as the driver tears through streets at well over 70 miles per hour. In the suburbs, packed with playing fields and alleyways, it's a decamper's dream.
We are now at Phillipstic Road, generally back towards Arnold, I think.
Other units are aiming to get ahead with a Stinger.
08239, we are Arnold with Stinger. We'll look for Stinger side.
And dog handler Mark is also trying to catch up, along with his trusty canine Morse.
Continuing now to Birchfield Road, speed is 65.
However, time could be running out.
Wrong side of the road, medium risk, still no other road users or pedestrians.
The lead car is still locked on target.
Continuing on Birchfield Road, speed is now 40.
But the Golf driver's reaching the end of the road.
I know it's gone over the tank trap, stand by.
With interceptors braced for a decamp, the dicey driver careers over a pavement at full pelt.
On to, I think this is Killistic Road again. It is Killistic Road. We're doing loose.
Circling past the playing fields for a second time, the suspected drink driver could still be looking for somewhere to bail out.
Remain to Killistic Road, speed is 50. Where is the next available unit, please?
We're just Cottage Road coming towards you now.
Received, we're still on the same loop. We're on Birchfield Road again now. CRA medium.
Heading for the end of the road, take 2.
It's going to be left, left, left. Stand by. Not running.
The driver decides to take his chances on foot, but the interceptors are hot on his heels.
Top Truck 23, we've got a vehicle failing to stop.
In Arnold, the interceptors are in pursuit of a suspected drink driver who's hitting high speeds and taking big risks on wet winter roads.
I know it's gone over the tank trap, stand by.
After leading cops on a loop of the estate,
It's going to be left, left, left.
the driver hits the brakes
Stand by. Not running.
and is on his toes with an officer close behind. As the driver makes a break for it, so does one of the 3 passengers, who quickly sees sense and returns.
Right, fair of you.
Leaving Rich Elliott alone and taser drawn to deal with the 3 passengers, 2 of which are becoming aggressive.
Get off of you! Right, the pair of you, so all 3 of you are being detained, right? Calm it down. Calm it down. Right.
Scared me.
What's that? Right, stay there.
Going to taste that?
Yeah, I'm going to tase you if you come with me aggressively, yeah.
Faced with the prospect of 50,000 volts, the passengers are keeping their distance, but still making threats.
Road, please. Yeah, I've got 3 lads here, all from the car. Just need units to meet.
What's that? What's smashing that?
You're going to smash my head, are you?
That's
All right.
illegal.
Obviously, I just need to check that car's legit.
Just stop.
All right.
That is not our problem.
All right.
My dad's funeral.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But saying you're going to smash my head is not going to help the situation, is it?
No, because it's my dad's
Right.
funeral. I've lost my voice.
Yeah,
I've
mate,
lost my
I get that. I get why you might be upset.
Finally, the cavalry arrives.
Right.
You don't want to stop. That's not our problem. We're telling him,
Yeah.
slow down.
Fine.
Stop.
Fine.
Pull over.
Yeah, but no
You know what I
point
mean?
being aggressive to me. I didn't know you started funeral.
sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
All right?
Sorted. Right. We'll get to the bottom of it then, won't we?
One way of getting to the bottom of it will be to question the driver, and a suspect has been chased deep into the estate.
Stay there. Need a unit to me, I've got one detained. Stay there. Put your hands on the floor. Put your hands where I can see him.
To ensure the suspect doesn't get the chance to make another run for it, the officer calls for backup. But after the foot chase through dark alleyways, he's lost.
I'm on a footpath behind some houses.
The lone interceptor uses an app to guide in backup.
My what 3 words are adding, pass.
What 3 Words is an app often used by the emergency services to pinpoint locations. Every 3 meters squared in the world is identified by a unique combination of 3 words, meaning help in the form of Mark, Paul and Chalky is on hand in no time.
Hi. What's your name, pal? It's done now, isn't it? Is that you? Is it you or not?
You're overturning the car, it's not me.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not the best one.
Well, yeah, because I followed you from the driver's seat, mate.
Okay, sort out custody then, won't we? Let's back up this one.
With the suspected driver detained, the passengers are free to go.
Richard's got 3 more. Right.
But back at the car, once again, aggression levels are rising. One of the raging passengers sees red and is heading for the cameraman.
Oh, cameraman. Right. Right.
Kicking off, he's refusing to go down without a fight.
Bit of a melee there.
He's arrested for drunken disorderly behaviour.
Do this bit nicely, shall we?
Gladly do it.
It's been an eventful night shift for Rich, having handled the pursuit and an angry car full.
2 were quite hostile. Fortunately, I had a taser, so I drew it and red dotted them. I'm not going to have a fight with 3 lads on my own. It's not going to end well, quite frankly. Well, I've been told that the drive is well in drink. The speeds they were doing in residential areas is just dangerous through and through. But unfortunately, there have been no injuries, and we've brought it to a successful and safe resolution.
The lad nicked in the alleyway was convicted of dangerous driving and failing to provide a specimen, as well as driving without a valid licence or insurance. He got 9 months behind bars and was banned from driving for 24 months. The passenger who kicked off was ordered to pay a fixed penalty notice for drunk and disorderly behaviour. It's fair to say an interceptor can never drop their guard. No 2 jobs are the same, and not all suspects put their bad behaviour on show from the get-go.
It's not unusual that you might meet, Mr. Nice Guy 1 second who becomes Mr. Nasty in sort of a split second. If people are fueled by alcohol or drugs, then they become sort of unpredictable by definition, really. Mood swings, one moment compliant, one moment not. Sometimes it's trying to sort of reason with the unreasonable.
On patrol in the unmarked Volvo are Rob and the Sarge, Ian.
Yeah, it's in towards the city, heading towards QMC by the looks of it.
There are reports of another suspected drink driver.
Got somebody who's been seen leaving the pub a little worse for wear. Has got into a red Audi. We've now got a police officer behind it on the ring road. So we're just going to try and catch up with it.
While Rob puts his foot down, the suspect is being tailed by a plain car.
I'm now none for cover. Continues over Dunkirk.
Zulu 5, just coming past QMC now.
Rugby player Ian has nearly 2 decades' experience as an interceptor, and knowing that the driver could be over the limit, the last thing he wants is a pursuit.
Approaching the next junction with the 453.
To kick the driver's journey into touch, the plan is to wrap the Audi in a 3-car box.
Approaching the underpass where it splits off towards Clifton.
A second unit gets behind the red Audi.
Currently in lane 2.
Closely followed by Rob and Ian.
Zulu 5, we're just coming up behind you, Clifton Boulevard. Got your third T-pack in the stick now, we're at the back.
With everyone in position, the suspected drink driver navigates off the main road. And the team break cover.
As we approach the junction with A60, we'll go for it. Drive.
Car boxed, 0 contact. A flawless finish.
We stopped you because you got some possibly drink driving, is that correct? No? Okay. How much have you actually had to drink?
I've had a couple. Yeah. What, beer lagers or?
Yeah, a couple of lagers, yeah.
The cool-headed driver admits he's just left the pub. So, to clear the road, the team move round the corner for a breathalyser.
I have to warn you that it is an offence to fail or refuse to provide me with a specimen under these circumstances. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
This stop's going like clockwork, as the compliant driver is only too happy to do a breath test.
Keep going, lovely, thank you. That's it, stop. So as you can see, it's come up with a fail, with a result of 55, the limit is 35. Okay, so you're now under arrest on suspicion of driving whilst over the prescribed limit.
Having failed the roadside breath test, the driver will be taken to the NIC to give an evidential specimen of breath.
It's not caused us any trouble, having only just left the pub. He might still be going up, so he might blow at a higher rate when we get him to the custody suite. We'll just have to find out.
So far, this stop has been plain sailing. But once they reach custody...
What are you looking for? Are you putting drugs on me? Is that what you're doing, you?
It's a different story.
You're nailing me, aren't you? That's what you're doing. You're trying to nail me.
Stop nailing me.
You're trying to nail me.
It's all on camera, you're being searched.
Jesus. Oh. I think it's strong, do you think it's strong? What have you put on me?
The search is all clear.
Like you say, guys, I'm not going anywhere.
With peace somewhat restored, Ian is ready to take the driver for his breath test. But there's another problem.
This toilet or after that way? Well, I can't go before.
Ian can't let the driver go to the toilet until after he's completed the breath test. Because if the suspect doesn't give a specimen of breath, that first sample of urine could be golden evidence, which can be tested for alcohol levels.
Do you mind if I piss on the floor then?
Well, I can't stop you wetting yourself, but I would prefer if you didn't.
That's what it might come to. I'm a 50-year-old bloke, yeah?
Despite Ian's preference,
Oh dear.
the suspect urinates in the cell.
Have you seen this piss all over the floor, mate? Look.
Don't flick that at me.
Pack it in. Yeah? Stop piss all over the floor. Pack it in. Piss.
Right.
Piss all
Silly.
over the
Floor. Stupid. Come out the way.
It's all over the floor. Yeah?
Last chance, calm down. Now stand up.
Well,
Stand up and take a breath.
ask for assistance, and you've just gone like that.
I've said... I
You
didn't...
just said like no.
At what-
You're not having no assistance.
At what point did I say that to you? I said you have to wait a couple of minutes while we do the test. And you decided to wet yourself.
You're gonna stay to me.
Yeah, we're going to swap them trousers in a minute. We can't do
Oh
anything.
yeah, that's brilliant. Are you gonna put them on the line as well?
After receiving some fresh clothes courtesy of custody, it's finally time for the evidential breath test.
We've managed to get this chap to calm down a little bit now. He's good. Well, he's said so far he's going to go through with the intox procedure. We've got him in the intox room now, and hopefully we'll get a sample.
I warn you that failure to provide either of these specimens will render you liable to prosecution. Do you agree to provide 2 specimens of breath for analysis?
I want a blood test.
Once again, the suspected drink driver is not playing ball.
Listen to
I
me.
want blood.
Listen to me.
Because I know how good I am.
The offer is, for a breath test, we do not offer
blood
unless specific circumstances arise, and you do not meet that criteria at this stage.
Blood samples can be taken if there's a reason to believe someone cannot do the breath test for medical reasons.
I don't want to breathe into like other people's breath. I want blood.
Okay. So are there any medical reasons why you cannot or should not provide 2 specimens of breath?
Yeah, I know for a fact I can't breathe that hard.
There are specific criteria to meet for you to have a blood sample. You cannot simply request it. So unless you're going to provide 2 specimens of breath, I'll take that as a refusal and we'll go back to the custody sergeant.
That's so wrong.
Fantastic. Do you want to stand up for me then, please?
Failing to provide a sample can carry a maximum sentence of 6 months imprisonment, a driving ban or an unlimited fine.
But he's blown outside. None at all. In fact, he kept blowing after I told him to stop.
Oh, that's good evidence, isn't it?
He's trying every trick in the book at the moment, just stalling for time, trying to eke it out, trying to make complaints.
I've had 15, well, at least 12 cop cars around me, yeah? I don't know why. What was that all about?
This process has been going on for many, many years, and everybody's tried to find a loophole, and there just isn't one. The law is quite clear.
For failing to provide a specimen, the driver was banned from the roads for 12 months and had to pay a total of £199 in fines and costs.
9 times out of 10, you'll get somebody who starts off like this individual, absolutely calm, quite placid, absolutely fine. 9 times out of 10, they'll remain like that through your entire encounter with them. But this guy's just a reminder that not everyone stays calm. So yeah, never drop your guard with people.
Coming up.
Hey, you okay, guys?
Yes, thank you.
Gav and Macca interrupt a night ride in Newark.
I'd appreciate some honesty.
Sorry, sir.
Because you're acting really nervous.
And
I think it's going to go off-road again.
the interceptors go off-road to tackle an illegal rider.
Walk back now.
Rapid, nimble,
Vehicle still failing stop, currently medium risk.
able to mount pavements, and go where cars can't follow. Few are more dangerous than a menace on a motorbike.
We've got a duty of care to the rider because of the risk that comes with pursuing a motorbike. To the rider, they'll hedge the bets that they'll be able to felt stop, will abort, but criminals can't be under the illusion that if they ride a bike they'll get away with things, because they won't. We will go after them and we will stop them.
In a northerly suburb of Nottingham, dog handler Jen Else is blue lighting to a job. when a rider on a high-powered bike up ahead wrongly thinks the lights and sirens are for him and floors it. Overtaking traffic, failing to stop at 70 and charging the wrong way over a roundabout towards oncoming cars. The reckless rider makes a potentially lethal mistake. As he tries to overtake and crashes into a car turning right. The rider is sent flying down the road along with his bike. A collision at such high speeds could be catastrophic. But miraculously, the walking wounded suspect is fleeing the scene. News of the crash travels fast.
Left together now.
Firearms cops Lisa and Paul are one of a number of units responding.
We're just going to get there, check that the status of the member of the public who's been hit, I would think, and try and find this lad that's made off. He'll be just here, just up. The bike's all the way down there.
That's what I mean.
Right. That took you by surprise, didn't it? You got any kids in or anything?
No.
The driver appears to be okay, but shaken by the crash.
If you got probably a bit of shock and you might get a pain later on or something like that, I would think.
That way.
I don't even know.
That way or that way, not that way.
As long as you've got somebody with you at home, because you never know when a bit of shock might kick in, all right.
Thankfully, the innocent member of the public doesn't seem to have been seriously injured, but the damage to his car clearly shows the force of the impact.
I can't believe how far down the motorbike's gone.
Scattered down the road are the rider's helmet, a shoe, and the bike, which has scored the pavement before coming to a stop.
When we get riders of motorbikes that fail to stop, they ride terrible, you know, they ride really fast. They weave in and out of vehicles, and they don't really see the dangers ahead of them because they're going too fast for their own ability. And as you can see, it's a long way down there.
After the crash, the rider was seen jumping a fence into gardens. So the team have contained the area while they search for the suspect.
We don't believe the rider of the bike's got any major injuries to worry about, but it is concerning when they go and we don't know where they are. It's always surprising. Oh, they've got him. Oh, that's fab. So the update we just had over the air is that another couple of AFOs, Dan and Rob, have found him. He's missing a trainer and covered in blood, but he's conscious breathing, so that's positive, and positive that we found him.
Recent figures show around 32% of motorcycle accidents result in riders sustaining serious injuries. Having witnessed this accident firsthand, Jen is thankful the rider hasn't become another statistic.
As I've come up this road, it's a typical, got my blue lights on, he thinks that I'm after him, and he's just clipped the car. The bike's rolled over and I was just fearing the worst, to be honest. And we've since found out the bike's been stolen a year, riding around on false plates, and no insurance, and he's got no licence either, so that's why he was running. But for me, he's lucky to be alive, to be honest. That could have ended very differently.
The rider escaped without serious injuries. He's currently awaiting a charging decision for dangerous driving, driving without a valid licence or insurance, failing to stop for the police, and theft of a motor vehicle. No further action was taken for the suspected false plates. Knowing the danger illegal riders are prepared to put not only themselves in, but everyone else on the road, the interceptors are more determined than ever to catch them. Out and about in the northwest of the county are Matt and Lee from the knife crime team. Although this shift, it's not weapons on the menu,
got a bit failed to stop. It's not very big, but it's wearing a helmet.
It's rounding up an off-road biker who is refusing to stop.
So it's currently 6.5 on fast lane, it's medium risk. It's offside of the left bollards, in fact it's the correct side of the road.
Pursuit authorised, the runaways rallying around corners and running red lights at crossroads.
Temporarily high risk on freeway red ATF.
Trying to lose the interceptors. One thing the rider isn't banking on is he's caught the attention of the whole team.
We're Old Mill Lane now, where's best for us to go?
Plotting up nearby are Johnny and Mozza.
Just getting a stinger out in case he comes down this way. Stinger's been authorised, so we're going to get one out and sit with it on the lap just in case.
And travelling in from across town to tighten the net are Chantel and Dean.
That's one way right. Left swan lane.
Nice one right into where the old Nick Whitewood house. It's going to go off-road then.
Sure enough, with Matt and Lee in pursuit, the rider pulls the textbook move.
Down here, stop. On the ground. It's Henry lost Quarry Hill. He'll come out on Vale Road. I can't follow him due to the metal barrier.
The biker may be off-road, but he's far from off the radar.
If he does come out at Plesley, though, where would it come out? I don't think it'd go straight.
Roundabout at Plesley, and either do back into Mansfield or right towards Sharborough.
So, I'm going to go Sharborough.
Adrenaline junkie Chantel's dream set of two wheels would be the supercharged Kawasaki Ninja H2R. But today, she'll settle for intercepting this off-roader. Chantel and Dean comb the country roads.
Hey up, stand by. Is that it?
An H outside.
Yeah.
They picked up the rider for a second time.
We're behind it. It's a common lane back towards Mansfield.
True to form, the rider is hitting high speeds to escape.
Speed is still 80 in a 6-0s. It's low. It's going left, into industrial estate, out down lane.
1-3, we're ahead.
Right, Church Lane, it's come off the main drag.
Leading them to another dead end.
I think it's going to go off-road again.
He's up to old tricks with disappearing act number 2.
The initial one, I think you picked up.
So he's gone down there.
With a dog handler on scene, Dean and Chantel go into the fields to look for the rider. No chance for a disappearing hat trick. They find the rider hiding in the bushes.
Behind your back then.
Victory for the knife crime team.
1 detained.
Boom.
Confirm 1 detained.
You're under arrest for failing to stop for police.
Right, no problem.
Not saying anything, we have friends, no mental questions. Something actually trying to court.
The catch of the day doesn't have a licence or insurance either.
Jump in there.
Knowing the next stop is custody, he's been left wondering where it all went wrong.
You don't get caught on motocross bikes. You don't understand what's happened.
Thanks to the interceptor's determination, the rider was convicted of failing to stop and driving without a valid licence or insurance. He received a 12-month suspended prison sentence, 120 hours of unpaid work, and was disqualified from driving for 2 years. To top it off, his bike was scrapped. The Roads crime team's bread and butter is stopping suspects on the move. And there's more than one way to get the job done. From full-blown operations
Vehicle stopped, no damage. Turn the engine off, engine off.
to reacting to hits on the ANPR network.
Maybe a possession of an axe.
And you just can't beat
That scrapper.
a good old bit of interceptor intuition.
I knew he looked dodgy.
That was a good one, that.
Macca and Gav are in Newark.
See him.
Just one look at a passing green Polo and they're on its bumper. Gav runs the car through the police computer.
Drugs information, East Leak.
Stop him.
Yeah.
With another unit already on hand, Macca lights up the Polo.
Get out, mate.
And Gav gets straight to the point.
Hey, you okay, guys?
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to ask you straight up, mate. Are you carrying anything here? It shouldn't be here now.
No.
So,
No.
hang on. I'd appreciate some honesty.
Sorry, sir.
Because you're acting really nervous, okay? And I've just done a quick check on the car, just in that time before I stopped you, and there's some information around you may be involved in drugs.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you now, if you've got some personal use, we can sort it out at the roadside. But you are going to get searched under Misuse of Drugs Act, so it's a good time just to tell me if you're carrying anything. You know, okay.
Before joining Rhodes Crime, Gav spent years on the beat with the knife crime team, hunting down those carrying weapons and drugs.
Demeanour's very nervous, mate. Both from keep your hand where I can see it,
sorry,
please, mate.
And alarm bells are ringing about this twitchy twosome.
What you been to Newark for?
I'm just with my friend coming along.
Okay, and how long have you been here for then?
I'll say about 40 minutes.
Okay, just come to Newark
Yeah.
for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, step out, buddy. Keep your hand where I can see it, mate.
Yeah.
It's great to see about him.
The cops aren't buying it's a swift night trip to Newark, so with the help of fellow interceptor Nick, the driver, passenger and Polo are searched.
Turn around first, buddy.
Yeah, sure.
You want to tell me what this is in the footwell of the car?
No, I've
Right.
just been sitting in the car.
Right.
Sir.
Nick him, Nick. Right, at the minute,
Yeah.
I suspect this is a Class A drug, so you're under arrest on suspicion of possessing a Class A drug with intent to supply. You don't have to say anything that may harm your defence if you don't answer some questions, something which later line in court. And anything you do say may be given evidence. That was in the footwell of the car where you were sat. Okay.
I've just been
And also
in the car.
on suspicion of possessing a bladed article.
I bought that today.
Remember, you're under caution, and this camera is filming.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes of stopping the motor, the interceptors have found a package of suspected cocaine and 2 knives. But the Polo is the gift that keeps on giving.
A baton.
Yeah.
Baton as well.
Right, as it stands, right, it's Class A Peewits.
Yeah.
It's bladed article times 2.
Yeah.
And off wet times 1, because there's an extendable baton.
Yeah.
Has he got anything on him?
Just the scales.
Scales. We'll finish that search. I'll come back to you.
There's more. Mac has found a large wad of cash, and he's yet to search the boot.
Whose bags is this?
Nothing to do with me, sir.
That's had a load of cannabis. He just sold it.
Yeah.
That's what all the cash is for.
Yeah. We'll seize that.
So that box has got a Ziploc bag in it, like a vacuum packed bag, which has obviously been full of cannabis. It's empty now, but it stinks. So I'm guessing they've just sold all the cannabis, which is why they've got all the cash in the wallet. So yeah,
2 knives, a baton, drugs, cash. Decent result.
Keen to gather as much evidence as possible, once the suspects are dropped off at custody, Macca and Gav execute a warrant at an address linked to the driver and seize a safe, as well as another interesting find.
There's one of these magnetic boxes here, which are common for drug dealers. What they do is put the drugs inside, secure it with the clips. It's magnetic. Stick it underneath the car, and often you'll look underneath the car and you'll find one of these full of drugs or cash.
Both items are seized for the investigation. The safe was cracked open, but found to be empty. However, both the driver and passenger have been released under investigation for dealing Class A drugs and possession of an offensive weapon. Still to come.
Oh, that's it, mate. That's it. That's one there.
A disqualified driver is in denial.
You self-free driving? Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not. What?
So, you driving that car?
When?
Just now?
No.
Dad.
Halfway through a 12-hour day shift are Lisa and Rich.
I've got a feeling having a drink, this is going to go everywhere.
Wait till I'm going over bumps and
Yeah.
real, tea experience.
The dangerous thing.
Off-duty thrill-seeker Rich is a keen adventure racer. In a previous life, he was an intelligence analyst. And now, with 14 years on the force...
Yes, it's heading towards that way.
He's an expert at keeping tabs on cloned cars.
We just had an activation on an ANPR camera of a vehicle that's believed to be on cloned plates. So we're just going to put ourselves in the area, see if we can pick it up.
The Black Golf on suspected cloned plates has already hit 2 ANPR cameras.
I'm going to go shield rise towards there.
Typically, false plates are often used to hide the identity of a stolen car or a dodgy driver.
NH were not far down.
As a third camera hit comes in, there's no doubt the motor is still on the road.
Yeah, kill him now. Hopefully it'll be at the 610 junction.
Nearing the Black Golf's last known location, the Interceptor's view is blocked by a lorry.
I think it may have gone straight up, mate. I just saw Golf, I think, go straight up.
Lisa tries to get a line of sight.
NH, we might have just caught sight of it going across the 610, continuing in towards Broxton. It's not confirmed, though.
Straight on?
Yeah, go straight on, I'm sure. You might even see.
Reaching the busy crossroads...
Yeah, go.
There's no sign of the Golf.
There's a million ways it could have turned up already.
The trail's gone cold.
It's not pinged anything since.
If the suspected cloned car isn't pinging cameras, chances are it's been parked up somewhere nearby.
Oh, what's this?
No.
Lisa and Rich check each and every turn.
Oh, that's it, mate. That's it.
That's it.
That's one there.
Until they clap eyes on it.
We're with this Golf Woodfield Road.
The engine is still running and a couple are lingering nearby.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, mate. Is that your car?
Get the coat out of it.
Sorry?
Get stuff out of it. Coat.
You get your coat out of it? Oh, you self-free driving? Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not. What?
I think you were driving it. I've seen an image of the driver.
I was driving.
Were you driving that car?
When?
Just now?
No.
So that car's just got here, hasn't it?
No, I wasn't driving the car.
So you got your coat out of it?
Why are you lying?
You just see me up in the back door.
Yeah.
Someone is selling porkies, and it's not Rich.
Righto.
Have you just seen me drive that car?
I haven't seen nothing.
No, but I've seen an ANPR image of a female driving the car.
You just said that you've just seen me driving the car.
I've seen an ANPR image of a female driving that car.
So we've seen a video.
NH, we've got a couple detained here at the shop, so we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. They're denying driving it.
Rich applies a little more pressure.
Just keep your hands out your pockets, folks. What we're going to do is going to give you a quick search. In a minute, I suspect that car might be stolen, OK?
Stolen?
Yeah.
Stolen? Are you mad?
Yeah, well, that's the reason why.
Never ever do. Come on, mate.
Stolen car.
OK, well, how do you know that then? And if you know a bit more about it, then tell me.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah. I was the driver and it's not a stolen car.
Right.
Okay?
Is it on false plates? Is it on false plates?
I've just bought the car.
You've just bought it?
I've literally bought the car.
OK.
I bought it from...
The driver admits she recently bought the car for 500 quid. And while we're spilling the beans...
Have you got a licence?
No, I got provisional.
That's not quite the whole truth either.
Right, so you're disqualified until April.
What was that?
Yeah, it's on our database, so it's on the DL database. OK, so you shouldn't be driving.
I thought it was up.
No, not until April next year.
She's banned from driving for another 14 months.
Also, the car's not on the right plates. It's on,
not?
yeah, they're clone plates. So, which I think if you were straight with me, you'd say no, because you're driving whilst disqualified without a licence. OK, which is probably why it's on false plates, to avoid having to go through the official channels and get all your documentation sorted.
I just bought it like that.
Right.
All roads lead to the same outcome. The interceptors will be taking the car off her hands.
You need to be out of it.
Just a fag.
And reporting her for driving whilst disqualified and without insurance.
We've found subsequently a couple of child seats in the car, so leads me to suspect that at some point she's been driving around with no licence or insurance with children in the car, young children. So the female's claiming to have just bought the car, which is a regular story we often hear, that they've only just bought it. However, it's been driving around on these plates, we're quite confident, for at least a week. So at least it's today off the road, she won't be able to drive it with no licence or insurance anymore.
No legal action was taken against the woman for the false plates, but she was convicted of driving whilst disqualified and driving without insurance. She was banned from the roads for another 19 months, sentenced to 60 hours of unpaid work and had to pay costs of £85. Lisa lets Rich do the honours.
On this occasion, Rich...
Oh, do I get to drive it?
You get to drive the...
Do you want to drive it?
No. I always drive him.
All right.
On this occasion, you can drive off and stall it and...
Make myself look a right one.
And we're back with the Interceptors next Wednesday at 8. Have a nose around some of the swankiest pads imaginable in Monaco. How the super rich live is brand new on Friday night at 8. Decades pass, and yet a killer remains unidentified next. The victim's husband shares his account, the mysterious murder of Anne Heron, in just a moment.
Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Taser, I think.
But neither
Stand still!
do the cops. Battling on the front line
Taser! Taser!
are Nottinghamshire's finest.
Stand by for impact.
Highly trained pursuit drivers, specialists in entry and search.
4 ounces of cannabis.
Rapid response firearms officers.
On, police! Show yourself now!
Police with a dog, stop!
And the crime-stopping force
Look at my arm!
of the dog unit.
Get down on the floor!
Wherever the battle takes them, they'll never back down. Because cometh the hour.
Yeah, Bats, we've still got him. Up on the back wheel, offside of the road.
Cometh the Interceptors.
Where are you from? Leeds. Don't come to Nottingham again, will you?
Coming up.
We're at the lorry now, so stand by.
When lorry looters hit a service station,
Police officer, they taser! And it's got a runner, 2 runners.
the Interceptors send out a search party.
Police officer in dog! Show yourself now!
A suspected Axeman turns on the charm.
You see the way you're looking at me with that daft attitude and your chin's bouncing down?
Chins, plural.
And
Shots fired!
1 year on, Lewis catches up with a familiar face.
Leaning up against the wall, just outside the shops.
Please up to the taser! Show me hands now!
Police emergency, what's the emergency?
I'm parked at the Fell Services on North Side. Somebody's in the trailer now. I can see them passing stuff down.
They're passing stuff down to each other?
Yeah.
An HGV driver who's parked up for the night at an M1 service station has dialed 999 to report a gang of thieves are stealing from his lorry. One of a number of units en route to intercept are firearms cops Lewis and his Sarge Jim.
The lorry driver's concerned. She thinks he's got one person at the back of the lorry near his fuel tank and one possibly actually in the back of the trailer itself, and he's obviously got some, I think he's got some high value goods on board. So he's concerned they're either stealing out of his trailer or looking to take the fuel out of his tanks. Hopefully we'll catch them still there.
The lorry driver is hiding inside his cab as the thieves, who could be armed, continue to ransack the back of his lorry.
The white van put back in now.
Can you see anything else?
No, he's just parked right alongside me.
You might not hear officers because they're going to do a silent approach.
Mate, we're seconds away. We're just committing to the overbridge now. We're coming past the back of the motorway post.
As a firearms commander with taser training and over 20 years' experience under his belt, Sergeant Jim's got nerves of steel. Which is just as well.
It's that one.
Jim and Lewis are first on scene and it's eerily quiet.
We're at the lorry now, so stand by.
Tasers drawn, they split up to search. The suspects could be hiding around any corner. The loot's unloaded and looks abandoned. Until...
Hey, police officer, they say he's there! And I've got a runner, two runners, who's come up to me, I think, with a weapon in his hand. He's running across the car park now. Oh, that one in the front seat, the grey top one, he's got something in his hand. Oh, please stop where you are! No! Here!
Suspects have legged it into the undergrowth.
He's come attack me with something in his hand. Mark, straight over there, he's gone.
Not a very wise move, as rural terrain like this is the perfect hunting ground for teams like Mark and dog detective Morse. So as not to disturb the track, the fields are now a dog handler only zone. Morse picks up a scent in the bushes and finds three suspects who starburst. One is stopped on the motorway bridge.
Other ones have gone under the motorway.
But the other two have jumped the fence and run down the embankment onto the M1 carriageway. Jim keeps the team in the loop.
And they've run back up from the bridge, generally on the northbound side.
A second suspect is collared on the embankment. The third and final suspect has run under the bridge and back up into the undergrowth on the other side.
More outstanding, he came up here. Where's he gone?
Unfortunately for him,
Please watch me, Doc. Show yourself now.
dog handler Duffy and his canine Reno are ready and waiting.
Anyone in that bush, right now. She found a warning. She found a warning.
In the dead of night, suspected thieves have broken into a lorry parked up at a service station. Jim and Lewis were first to scope out the area.
Police officer, they say he's there.
The suspects made a run for it.
No! Here!
But police dog Morse soon sniffed them out. 2 out of 3 have been nicked. And the third has scarpered from police dog Morse towards the jaws of police dog Reno.
Where's he gone? Police officer dog, shoot yourself now! Police officer dog! Anyone in that push, come out now! Final warning! Final warning! Stand still! Stand still! Stand still! Get on the floor! Get on the floor! Stop it, please! Good boy. Good boy, Reno. Leave. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, get him. Yeah. Yeah, good mate, yeah.
Mark, I'm coming in, mate. Mate, put your knee up.
Please don't let that dog bite me again.
Where's it bit you?
On my leg and my arse and my arm. He's badly hurt me.
Is he?
Yeah, badly.
All 3 suspects are in cuffs.
Right, let's get him out of the way. Right, all 3, mate, you're going to stand up. 1, 2, 3. This way, mate. When we're at the police car, I'll have a proper look at your leg, but the fact you're walking on it makes me quite happy.
No, honestly, that's the worst dog bite I've ever had, that.
Has it? Had a few before, have you?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at the back of your leg then before you get in. Where are you from?
Leeds.
Leeds. Don't come to Nottingham again, will you?
I'm down here for a camping trip, mate.
Camping trip?
Yeah.
Really? Where are you planning on camping?
What?
Trial Services. Mate, at the minute you're under arrest on suspicion of theft and or attempt theft from the back of a lorry down here at Trial Services, OK? Your arrest is necessary, mate, to question you and to consider any further searches. And to make sure if you were camping or not.
Perfect.
Lovely.
The suspect will be given a once-over at hospital.
Is my leg bad?
No, mate, you'll live. He's not even bleeding.
And then interviewed about his camping trip.
That's the top result to get hold of him, really. Yeah, well happy.
They come out of that white van.
We need to go and check that van then.
Yeah.
That van will be on false plates and probably nicked.
Lewis and Jim head back to the lorry park.
He went to come and get me. Hopper.
With what?
I think it was a knife. It looked like a knife. It was something metal in his hand.
I know when you went round one side, Laura, and I went round the other,
yeah.
I crept round with my taser out, saw the piled up stuff, but couldn't see anybody. The next thing, I just see you running off someone over across the car parks. So is this a wagon?
The one, yeah.
Nice.
Jim was bang on. The van parked up at the scene is on false Spanish number plates and recently reported as stolen.
It just shows, you know, they're the means that they're willing to go to it's quite, you know, steal from lorries. It's a fairly organised thing they do. And obviously one of them's got something in his hand he was prepared to use as a weapon at some point. I mean, I could have been a truck driver and not, you know, not a police officer, and I had nothing to defend myself with. So I'd say quite nasty individuals, and obviously got no regard for people's goods or, you know, their jobs and people's welfare.
Is this your wagon, mate? They're all off your wagon, yeah? Has my mate updated you? We've got them all. Yeah? Locked them all up, mate, yeah.
6 pallets of high-value musical engineering kit have been unloaded from the lorry.
That's what they call a classic curtain sider. Yeah, classic curtain sider. Slash it open, pass it out. This happens quite a lot, and it's a real pain. So we've basically saved this guy and the company he works for thousands and thousands of pounds worth of lost revenue and goods, and that could have been going out to customers that are never going to see their stuff again. So, yeah, to recover the stolen property, all 3 of them locked up. Don't get much tidier than that, really, so really nice.
2 other suspects have since been identified and are being investigated on suspicion of theft of the van. No weapons were found on the 3 suspects arrested near the service station. The attempted theft from the lorry has been linked to another incident in a different county, and detectives are still reviewing the case.
Excellent work. Tidy team effort, that.
Nottinghamshire's ANPR network, or automatic number plate recognition cameras, read around 1.8 million number plates every day in a bid to seek out criminals on the roads.
The ANPR network is an absolutely brilliant bit of technology. The criminals hate it. It's world class. It's basically the eyes on every street corner for us.
Setting out from the Rhodes Crime Team base in Sherwood Forest
NH from Oscar Romeo 64.
are Dan Butler and his co-pilot John Lee.
Afternoon, I think you've got runners and riders. It's 2549 and 2466 from call sign 20100. Plain car, taser and T-back.
To top it off, they're heading north in the unmarked Beamer, which also has its very own in-car ANPR camera.
See how we go.
The team's got a little bit of history up here, so it'd be nice to try and drop on something today.
Maybe in possession of an axe. Oscar Romeo 64 to an H.
A passing red Citroen has hit the in-car camera.
Yeah, it's relatively urgent if we can, please.
Dan spins round and puts his foot down.
We've just pinged Whiskey Golf 07 on the 614. It's on the control room urgent occupant possession of an axe.
It's believed the car was involved in an earlier road rage incident where it's alleged a passenger armed with an axe racially abused another motorist.
4. I don't know if there's anybody travelling north from the lodge. It is southbound. We've spun round, but I think we're a little way behind it.
Tactical pursuit advisor John's top television series is Vikings. But when someone is roaming around present-day Notts with an axe, he's definitely not a fan.
It's just about 4 ahead on the hill.
If there is a tooled-up man in the car, a pursuit could be on the cards.
It's a very steady 40 down here, isn't it? I don't want to show out too much.
No.
Until other units are on board to assist with the stop.
Just the vehicle is straight on towards the city.
The interceptors need to maintain 2 things: a low profile and eyes on the prize. However, the driver is disappearing into the distance.
We are struggling to make progress without really showing out.
Edging in front of the law-abiding.
Got some rear edge just there.
Dan puts the Beamer's 6 cylinders to good use. And catches up without spooking the driver.
It looks like 3. Is it 3 or maybe?
There's at least 3.
From 6-4, we are now directly behind the vehicle. Looks to have 4 occupants within it. We're playing the vehicle. Not made any reaction to our presence. When we get joined by other T-Part vehicles, the plan will be to go for a preemptive 3-car box. What do you think of that, Marley?
I'm all over that, pal.
We're with 6-4 as vehicle 2.
Moving into position behind are Macca and Matt.
So we just got Macca behind us. We're just waiting for either Gav or Jules to join us as a 3rd car, and then we're going to see if we can get a 3-car box on it and see if we can get it stopped.
But before a 3rd car has the chance to join for a box...
Stand by, we've got near side indication into the used store self-storage units.
The Citroen driver pulls in, which is just as well.
There do appear to be some children in the rear of the vehicle. Macca will just pull in front. That's a bit. Mate, show us hands.
Excuse me. Right, I've got kids in here before you start. I'll sit it.
Put your hands across your chest.
What have I done?
Because there's some information regarding potential weapons in this vehicle.
Don't that to me.
Right, I know. Listen to me.
I think so.
Till we sort out what's going on. They're going on for my safety and your safety. Come over here.
And what you want, please?
Right, just come down here with me for a minute.
Boys. What you want?
Listen to me. The reason for the stop is there's been an allegation that you've been involved in a road rage incident whereby you've waved an axe at somebody and been racially abusive to them. All right? So with that in mind, I'm going to search you for any weapons. Have you got anything on you that's going to hurt you or me?
Truthfully.
Anything sharp?
Truthfully. I haven't, mate.
Also in the car are the man's wife and children.
Basically what's happened is there's been a report that there was a bit of a road rage incident earlier.
I didn't road rage anybody.
They said he had an axe with him.
Both the Citroen and the road rage suspect will be searched for weapons.
Checked all of you. Yeah, I'm still doing it. It's got to be somewhere accessible, isn't it?
Have you got anything sharp?
I haven't, mate. I'm not a smackhead. We got a break.
Okay, I'm a what, sorry? I'm a prick. Why? We've been nothing but respectful and courteous to you.
The kids are...
Your kids, look, have a look. Your kids aren't in view, right? So
I'm going to search you now, okay?
Right.
So keep your hand out of the way.
Dimitri, don't hold me hands out.
I'm holding him because my colleague's searching him.
Okay, what's this? What's that? What is that? That's come out of your pocket just there. What's that? Okay.
Dan's found a bag of suspected cocaine.
Say no more.
Say no more.
Not from the wife.
And fellow interceptor Macca is making progress in the car.
There we go, buddy.
Oh, it's an axe.
Yeah. I found it.
John? Yeah, I found it under the driver's seat. Nice sharp axe. And a hammer was with it, so we'll take that as well. So you can't threaten anyone else with it.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to say to you, I'm placing you under arrest on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon, on suspicion of a racially aggravated public order offence, and on suspicion of possession of a controlled substance.
Just turn and stand round here.
Keep trying to grab me like that.
I'm not grabbing you, mate. I'll keep hold of these, mate, because you obviously had a drink. And I don't want to...
I'm a smackhead, mate, I know.
Now he's got an axe to grind with the interceptors.
I'm speaking nice to you. You've been a prick with me.
Nothing but courteous. Nothing but courteous.
Do you want to say something to me, like, pal?
Okay, stop swearing in front of your children.
Gypsy man.
Pardon?
If you was in that uniform.
Okay.
Not just talking daft to you.
Why?
My kids, I'll lift you off your feet and them.
You know, you just threatened to take us off our feet. So you'll stay there. Nobody's treating you as a
Take your cockeyed away from me.
Stop swearing.
Why is she putting that on me?
Your language is disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Charming.
NH, when you get hold of that divisional van, just get him to blue light here. Is becoming increasingly aggressive.
You.
Well, you have.
Dan's requested a van with a cell to transport the suspect to custody. So all they've got to do is keep the peace until it arrives.
I've been locked up by 20,000 police. You and him too.
Right, fair enough.
I'm being very generous. I'm being nice.
I wouldn't like to meet him on an off day.
Been locked up by every police force in the country, never as bad as this.
After a few more pleasantries...
You see the way you're looking at me with that daft attitude and your chin's bouncing down?
Chin's plural.
I know more than what you know when you was 10, mate.
Finally, his carriage to custody awaits.
Just step up for us, pal. Up you get.
Go.
Ready? There you go.
All
right.
We'd like to claim it as a spot, but I think the ANPR camera in the car did the spotting for us then as we was driving up the A614. So, good job. Get him locked up. There's obviously a victim at the end of this from what we're talking about. Somebody's obviously been frightened enough to call the police because they've been threatened by somebody waving an axe out the window. So that's an axe off the street, and hopefully we can update that victim to make them feel a little bit safer.
The suspect is awaiting a charging decision for racially aggravated threatening behaviour, possession of cocaine and possession of an offensive weapon.
I don't think he particularly liked either of us, did he?
No.
To be fair. Yeah,
I thought personally, John, you were very polite with him.
No, do what you can do, can't you?
Yeah.
Here's what it is, son.
Here's what it is.
But yeah, somebody else can have his pleasure in the morning.
Coming up.
Mate, if I threw something in the bush, it would be on top of a bush if I threw in anything, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
A lad tries to lead Gav and Kev up the garden path.
Yeah, here we got it.
And elsewhere...
He's made threats to kill himself or the police prior to being arrested.
The interceptors zone in on a wanted man.
Do not resist! You will be taken! Do not resist!
Nearing the end of the day shift are Jim and Lewis.
I feel like I need a coffee on a day shift, and I don't particularly like coffee, but it's just the thing I do. My brain says if you're on a day shift, you're tired, have a coffee. Don't like them. I'm more of a tea man myself.
Don't have coffee, I can't survive.
No, I like a good cup of tea.
Lewis also likes Boost bars, Nottingham Forest Football Club and days out in the countryside. But their next call-out is far from a walk in the park. The interceptors have been called in to help with arresting a wanted man.
Us and Duffy are just on our way to assist in case there's a need for taser or tactics, etc.
And it's not the first time Lewis has had the pleasure of meeting him. Last year, Lewis was on the front line of a 5-hour siege in suburbia.
Come to the door! You come to no harm!
In which the man came to the door
Shots fired!
And fired a gun towards armed police.
I've got a batting gun on this side of the car.
I'm conventional.
On surrender, the gun was found to be a blank firer.
Coming forward now, don't make any sudden movements.
And the man was sentenced to 20 months behind bars for possession of an imitation firearm. Since his release from prison, he's breached his licence conditions and needs to be locked up again.
It's not going towards being a firearms deployment like it was last time, and he's intimated that he may use this blank fire again, but has stated this time it is a blank firer. However, he's obviously shown a bit of intent towards police by firing this gun at us, and who's to say he's not have any other weapons, so hopefully we can deal with him in a safe manner and get him out quickly and he can be arrested and recalled to prison.
It's a PSU tactic, which is why they're kitting up.
Multiple units rendezvous at Broxtown, Nick. Officers from the Operation Reacher team don their body armour and everyone heads in for a briefing from the Sarge, Sergeant Croft.
He has attended probation today. I don't know if it's in person or over the phone. He knows he's going to be recalled to prison, apparently, and he has made threats to kill himself or the police prior to being arrested.
Intel suggests the wanted man is currently at home.
The plan will be a PSU deployment with taser support. Straight in the address, locate, arrest, detain and arrest straight away wherever he is, okay?
As the team move out, they receive an unexpected update on their target.
I think they've got this bloke on the move now.
The wanted man has left home, so the interceptors have to hatch a new plan of action, pronto.
So the idea is we're going to do a bit of like a foot interception of him.
We're there in support. If he produces a firearm, then we've got some right of reply.
Knowing the wanted man could be armed and a danger to himself and others, the police drone team deploy an eye in the sky to keep obs on the suspect.
Leaning up against the wall, just outside the shops, looks like he bent over.
So as we come down here, there's some shops. We'll go left at the RA, some of the shops immediately on the right. They're saying he stood outside there.
An element of surprise is crucial.
So it's going to be literally as they turn left, he's there on the shops.
The team travel in convoy on silent approach. And with the suspect in their sights, they strike.
Please up to the taser! Show me your hands now! What's the taser? Stay there! Stay there! Show me your hands now! Hands behind your back! Do not resist! You will be tasered! Do not resist! Get your hands behind your back!
Struggling. Hands behind your back!
I'm nailing cuffs, I think.
Okay. Is it secure, yeah? Keith? Secure.
Right, happy with what's him?
He has confirmed his ID as the subject.
Good on you, you wouldn't have.
No.
They've got their man and he's unarmed.
Right, let's sit up. Right, then just bend your knees up in front of you and then we're going to help you sit up. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to help you. If you pull it from behind, okay?
What's
going on?
We don't want you to have an opportunity to cause anyone harm, including yourself. You've been recalled to prison, yeah? And I know you didn't like that. So all this was just to make sure you didn't have a chance to hurt anyone. All right?
Robust did the job, didn't it? No chance to produce a firearm. Happy days.
Possible, thank you all.
After his arrest, the man was returned to prison.
I'll jump around, mate.
Stay where you are! Please officer with a taser!
Nottinghamshire's proactive knife crime teams spend each and every day targeting those carrying weapons and drugs.
You're under arrest for possession of intent to supply cannabis.
Carrying out over 1,400 stop and searches last year.
Oh, that's going to mask a crop full of cannabis in the boot of your car.
The team's finely tuned ability to spot someone up to no good
See that? Yeah.
often means that what starts with a brief glimpse
Failed to stop.
ends with a big find.
Basically, we saw him carrying this bag. It's probably about 40 or 50 deals of cannabis.
On the lookout today are Gav Hall and Ken Tinley. All it takes is a split-second glance at a car up the road.
I don't know if he... I thought I saw a car then. There was, it's turned off. I didn't see him indicate though. That's what I'm wondering, if he's seen us and turned off.
And they've got their next lead.
I think that could be a dead end now.
Around the corner, Gav and Ken find the car parked up and empty. As well as a bloke on the street who seems in a hurry.
Euro car.
Yeah, mate, watch this now. You alright, mate? You alright?
Yeah, right.
Just wondering what you've just dumped in that bush, mate. Put your hand behind your back quickly.
Yeah, he put something on the side of this wall, Gav. You alright, mate?
He's just dumped something in
Yeah,
the bush. Wait till I've got it cuffed, mate. Right, you're detained, mate, for a search. I think you've just come out of that car there.
No, I haven't.
I'm going to find out what you've done.
I'm going to my house.
Going to get a search, mate. Misuse of Drugs Act.
That's what I mean. I can smell cannabis on you, buddy. Have you smoked some cannabis? No, I haven't. You can do a test if you want. Yeah, okay. Well, your eyes look a bit pin-shot, mate. I can smell cannabis on you.
He's avoided us, come down here, and I think he's dumped at least the key down here. We'll find out.
Gav's favourite TV show is Forensic Detectives. Couple that with 16 years on the force, and it's guaranteed he'll unearth whatever this lad's tried to hide in the garden.
Definitely dropped something.
Mate, I haven't thrown anything, literally. It was, you put your hand the other side of that wall, because I watched you through the window. No, I haven't. I was seeing where my phone was. Mate, if I threw something in the bush, it would be on top of a bush if I threw in anything, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, here we got it.
Gav's weeded out a car key.
So what's in the car? Nothing at all.
It's for that car as well. It even's got the registration on there.
What are the chances?
Bingo. We'll see what's in here.
While Gav roots around in the car, Ken's patting down the suspect and having a wave of déjà vu.
I've got a broken elbow as well, mate, just to let you know. It's snapped. You don't move in. I bet I've met you before at some point. You arrested me about 4 years ago. What for? Cannabis. I had some on me. Right.
Still getting that déjà vu, Ken?
2, 3. It's about 3 ounce bags of weed in here. And a load of empty bags that are unused by the looks of it.
Gav's found an estimated 800 quid's worth of suspected cannabis stashed in a rucksack.
I was trying to check him on the divisional channel. He wants to tell some truths to us, so... Not sucking eggs about it, mate, but, yeah, I was driving the car. It's my mum's car. I literally just borrowed it to go to the gym, literally, like,
He's finally coughed to drive in his mum's mobility car. What about the contents?
Uses the weed.
What?
Uses the weed.
Well, that's mine. I've got medical problems. I make like milkshakes and cakes and shit.
Alright.
Yeah, it's called dust shakes.
It's this dust, what is it, dust shakes, you say?
It's just, yeah, people call it shakes. It's just basically just dust and bottom bits of like normally, like when you normally have buds, you get like big buds. It's just like, like all the crumbs.
So it's, yeah.
It is, like he said.
Despite the lad claiming he only uses low-grade leftovers for his own cannabis confectionery, a check on his previous raises suspicion.
So the name checks out. You did some time for drug supply?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
How much time did you do?
I think I've done 9 months.
How long ago was that, mate?
It was a couple of years ago. I've been out of trouble for about
What
2
kind of
3
drugs
years.
was it?
Just cannabis, mate. I just always get caught cannabis. I don't do anything else.
Another little one on the way here, mate.
That's got nothing to do with me.
Another smaller wrap of suspected cannabis found ditched on the pavement makes Gav and Ken think he could have set up shop.
Tied on this one, mate. For your wits. Yeah.
3-5 then, yeah?
Yes, mate.
Just swing your legs in, brother. I'm going to arrest you on suspicion of possession with intent to supply controlled drug cannabis. 3 ounces of cannabis is quite a significant amount. I suspect it's wrong with supply, OK?
If he's got 3 ounces of cannabis in the car, it's a lot to say that you smoke for personal use. I'm not saying it's not possible. You could smoke X amount a day and that could only last you, say, 2 or 3 months or whatever. But then we found this single deal cannabis on the floor, and we've got recent intelligence, following his release from prison. So as far as I'm concerned, he's dealing.
It's a short drive to custody.
Ken, you out with him?
Yeah, come in for free. Mate, yeah, all these bad boys.
You're referring to your biceps as bad boys?
Yeah. Mean my
Oh, the cuffs.
Of course.
The
No,
cuffs.
I didn't mean my biceps. I got it wrong.
After dropping off the budding cannabis baker,
Yeah, let me get the keys. Good man. Anyone think you've been on police training day?
All right, dude.
Gav and Ken continue the investigation into the suspected dealer and leave no stone unturned.
This male's now sat in his cell at custody, and we've just got an authority to go and search his home address. So he's not doing too well out of dealing drugs if he's still living with mum and using mum's car.
A search of the suspected dealer's bedroom
Right, are we happy?
Yeah.
doesn't disappoint.
Obviously, as a result of this Section 18, within the bedroom that's been directed to us as being his, we found this wash bag. And in the wash bag is what appears to be a significant amount of cash. It's something he's definitely going to have to account for. It's not the sort of stuff that people have just hanging around the house. In addition to that, we've got a small tub here which contains this syrupy-looking substance that is most likely going to be cannabis oil, cannabis butter, which again, when we talk about how things are progressing with cannabis, this could well be a crucial ingredient to making some cannabis edibles and things like that.
And there's more cannabis confectionery.
Individually wrapped sweets. It says it contains THC, it's 18 plus, you know, it's just a new generation cannabis product. So questions for him to answer in custody. We'll see what he's got to say, but it's early doors to the investigation. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of phone work, get that cash counted. So yeah, that's where we're at the minute.
Before Gav and Ken can finish for the day, there's one final port of call. Back to the Nick to book in the evidence.
If we assume it's £1,000 each, we've got 3, 5, 7, 9, 12 grand, which he's going to have to account for. If he can't account for it, then we'll seize it under the proceeds of crime, and ultimately it'll get put to some good that way.
Not bad from spotting a jumpy driver at a junction. The suspect is under investigation for possession with intent to supply cannabis and possession of criminal property. Still to come.
Do you whiff something there?
When the knife crime team follow their nose,
What for?
One thing leads to another.
Got no excuse for that, though.
Bloody hell.
Last year, the knife crime teams took 168 potentially lethal weapons off Nottinghamshire's streets.
As the knife crime team, we do come across a lot of weapons. We stop and search a lot of people. A variety of weapons out there. We've had kitchen knives to machetes, Rambo knives, to other weapons such as asps and knuckle dusters. We've had some old school ones from a pool ball in a sock. But yeah, there's a lot out there, so it is worrying. Some of the weapons people are carrying and their willingness to use them.
It's a glorious day in Mansfield. The sun is shining, temperatures are soaring. And the air is as fresh as...
Do you whiff something there?
Oh, it was going so well. County Knife Crime Team cops Matt and Lee are following their noses to the next job.
Doing a right from the Victoria pub towards St Peter's Retail Park.
They're downwind of a grey VW with an unmistakable whiff.
I think when it drove past, I could smell cannabis. And I think it was from this one. I think I've just got another whiff of it, so I was having a quick chat and a quick smell. I do find putting your windows down or your air vents on, you do sometimes get that smell of cannabis from other cars coming in. I'm sure I can smell cannabis. Let's have a chat.
Matt and Lee are tailing the driver in an unmarked Volvo.
Yeah,
Chef just committed into Retail Park.
So he'll be completely unaware the interceptors are about to gate crash his shopping trip.
Parking up by boots.
Walk on. Matt's ready for the smell test.
Hello, mate, you alright? Yeah, good. Mate, yeah, mate, I can smell cannabis. That's the reason why we've drove past. I can smell cannabis coming from the vehicle. Yeah, and I can open my door. I can smell cannabis coming within. Put your keys on dash, mate. Thank you. And step out of the vehicle for me, dude.
Hey, what in what for?
You got drugs in the car and you argued a bit. Step out, pal.
Advanced driver Matt spent much of his youth watching The Bill. After 7 years on the beat himself, his policing pet peeve is drug drivers.
I'm going to do a drugs fight with you because I think you're under the influence of drugs. Then we'll sort the cannabis out afterwards. You got a driving licence?
Yeah.
Is that your car?
Yeah, no, it's ours.
It's ours, sound. You're on the insurance, what I'm asking, and you got a full driving licence?
Yeah.
Wicked.
Fellow knife crime team members Kingo and Chantel arrived to help search the passenger and the car. Meanwhile, Matt deals with the driver.
You take cuffs off, I'm not going to do it, man.
Well, no, mate, you'll do us shortly. Right, if that's nice one, my dude.
A roadside drugs wipe can detect cocaine and cannabis in saliva.
Stick tongue up. Lift tongue up.
It takes 8 minutes to give a result.
Hello.
Oh, the Stanley knife.
Stanley knife as well?
Yeah.
Enough time to explain why there's a Stanley knife in the car.
You've got a Stanley knife under your driver's seat.
Yeah, that's not mine, it's for work.
Under your driver's
It's
seat?
under your driver's seat, mate.
It's trying to sting me throat here.
Right, mate. I'm not. I'm speaking to you and I speak to you civilly,
Yeah.
but you said I'm trying to sting you for something. I'm trying to have a civil conversation with you. The first thing you do is get on the defensive. If you listen to what I'm going to say to you, rather than gobbing off, I'll be reasonable with you.
Yeah, of course, mate.
So he's got a Stanley knife underneath his driver's seat. He's offered me some cannabis as soon as we stopped here, and I've drug swiped him. His pupil was absolutely pinpoint, and I can smell cannabis coming off him, so I imagine he is going to fail. I've not searched him yet, but we will do shortly.
Both the driver and passenger claim the Stanley knife is used for work. But the same can't be said for Kingo's next find.
He's got no excuse for that, though.
Bloody hell. What was that?
That was also in that compartment.
You have to show me. What, underneath the seat?
Yeah.
Right. Mate, you're under arrest then for possession of a blade article in a public place, also for possession of cannabis. I'll just wait for the drugs for a couple more minutes. You are under caution, mate.
When we've searched further, we've found that, which is either part of a knife, as you can see, or it's a throwing knife. I'm not 100% sure, but it says Thunderbolt on it. And obviously, you can see how nasty it looks. So yeah, it just goes to show you that there's quite a lot of people out there carrying knives, and it's sometimes people you wouldn't expect who would normally be stopping.
Through proactive stop and searches like this, the knife crime team brought over 250 people before the courts last year. And there's likely to be one more to add to that list. The drugs wipe results are in.
Yeah, mate, you're also under arrest for drug driving as well, for filling out for cannabis. So that only tells me something in your system, doesn't show me how much. So we need to go and determine that. So that's a blood sample at custody. I'll send that off to the forensic laboratory, and then we wait for the results, okay? So.
Matt and Lee deliver the drugged-up driver to custody. And back at base, Kingo's been doing some more digging on the knife.
Looking at it, I've just done a quick Google search. It's a throwing knife. It's very easy to conceal. As you can see, I've got small hands, but you can pretty much conceal it in your hand, see it on your person. But yeah, you could carry it anywhere you wanted. Really nasty piece of kit.
Following this stop, the driver has pleaded not guilty to possession of a blade and is awaiting trial. However, he has been convicted of drug driving and possession of cannabis. He was disqualified from driving for 12 months and had to pay a total of £389 in fines and costs.
The Police Interceptors are back new next Wednesday at 8. From a dinner party disaster to off-screen friendships, The Good Life, Secrets and Scandals is brand new Friday at 9. And tonight, a head-on car crash is leaving a woman fighting for her life in 999 critical condition. New next.